Welcome back to Arsenal News TV, and today we're going to do an Everton versus Arsenal preview and predicted lineup. So to start off, in my opinion, this is going to be a huge game for Arsenal and it's a huge game for Arteta because, as Edu had stated before, he has 3 games to prove himself. In the first game against Burnley, he lost. In the next game against Southampton, he drew, and what depends on this game is important because this could be a make or break for how Arsenal plays against City and Chelsea in the following games. So let's see how this one plans out. So in terms of the team news, in terms of Everton, which is going to the match is going to take place at 5:30 p.m. on Saturday. In terms of the team news for Everton, Everton captain Seamus Coleman returns to the squad for the visit of Arsenal. The right back has been out for 2 months with a hamstring injury, as the Toffees have been cautious about bringing him back too soon, where he could go straight into a defence which has kept back-to-back clean sheets, with goalkeeper Jordan Pickford also recalled after being rested at Leicester. Midfielder Allen hamstring is likely to be missing for a few weeks. Fabian Delphi remains unavailable, while James Rodriguez will not be ready to return until Wednesday's Carabao Cup quarter-final against Manchester United. In terms of Arsenal will be without defender Gabriel through suspension following his red card during the midweek draw against Southampton, and fullback Hector Bellerin is available again after a 1-game ban on Wednesday night, but midfielder Granit Xhaka continues to serve out his own 3-match suspension. Also, forward Gabriel Martinelli has been stepping up his recovery from a knee injury, while midfielder Thomas Partey is sidelined by a thigh problem. So this is the latest team news regarding both Arsenal and Everton. So it looks like there is some injuries here and there. I think it's a huge miss for Everton to not have Allen, because I think Allen is a really good CDM. He's a really good defensive midfielder. That guy works hard for the team so much. I think he's a really good player. I think Arsenal might be lucky if he's not playing in the game against Arsenal. So in terms of some stats, I know the stats are not really that important in terms of what happens to Arsenal, but let's see what the stats are looking like. Everton have kept a clean sheet in each of their last 2 home Premier League games against Arsenal, with 1 win and 1 draw, last keeping 3 in a row at home to the Gunners between November 1966 and April 1969. Arsenal have won more Premier League games, 34, and scored more Premier League goals, 110, against Everton than they have versus any other opponent in the competition. Indeed, the 110 goals against the Toffees is more than any side has netted against another in Premier League history. Everton haven't won their final league match before Christmas in any of their last 6 seasons, with 2 draws and 4 losses since a 2-1 win against Swansea City in December 2013. Since beating Fulham 3-0 on the opening day, Arsenal have just scored twice in their last 5 away league games, with 1 win, 1 draw and 3 losses, failing to find the net in their last 2. The Gunners last went 3 league games without a goal in September 2017. Arsenal have lost 8 of their last 12 Premier League matches, kicking off at 5:30 p.m, although one of their wins in that time was a 5-1 victory over Everton in February 2018. Arsenal have won just 14 points from 13 Premier League games this season, their lowest tally at this stage of a top-flight campaign since 1974-75. 9 points assuming 3 points per win. Indeed, Arsenal have picked up just 1 win in their last 9 Premier League games, with 1 win, 2 draws and 6 losses. So this is a huge game for Arsenal because, for me, it depends on this game if Arteta can stay in the managerial job. But I feel as though the Arsenal board are going to back this guy until the end. They're putting all their eggs on this one man, Arteta. He's going to, for him, even in his press conference, he stated that it's a huge game for him. He's played in Everton for 7 years now, so he knows how Everton play. He knows what the vibe is at Goodison Park, and there's not someone like him that has experienced Everton to the fullest ability in the Arsenal board, in the Arsenal dressing room. So I think he knows what it means for him, and he can really prove to the players that he would make this game an important win for Arsenal and the Gunners. So for me, it has to be a win, for my opinion. If Arsenal don't get this victory over the Toffees, it will be such a huge loss in my opinion, because if they lose this game, it's not going to build no momentum for Man City and Chelsea. I have faith in Arteta. Hopefully you can get this win over Everton. Carlo Ancelotti and Arteta started at the same time. It's now time to show who's the bigger man. Ancelotti is the bigger man, but to show it in this game, let's see where Arsenal can go from that Southampton game. That could be a changing point in our season. Let's see if we can carry it on. Other than that, guys, hopefully you go with this predicted lineup that I'm going to go with. So we'll get right into the predicted lineup. So now I'm going to choose my predicted lineup for the Everton game, and hopefully if Arteta can go with the same system as I did, go with the same players, I guarantee you Arsenal can get this win over Everton in their home ground at Goodison Park. So first of all, with the formation. Well, it's happening on the 19th of December. It's going to be a 5:30 kickoff, and we know from the stats that Arsenal have been poor in their last 8 Premier League games, with 8 losses in all 8 of them, but in their last 12 they've only won 12. Which kicked off at 5:30 p.m. So for me, I think Arsenal should go with a 3-4-3 as Arsenal did against Southampton. We all thought when Everton came in that start of the season, they're going to be title challengers. They're going to be in the contention for top 4 position. But let's be honest here, that was a little blip. But now they're back into regular form. But they're looking good with wins over Chelsea, with wins over Leicester. And we could be the trio that lose to them as well. So we have to change this around. So first of all, in goal is going to be Martinelli. That's quite obvious. And the left centre back role, I think it's time to go with Kieran Tierney, because I think he's one player that deserves to be in the left centre back role. And in the middle of the centre back position, I think we have to go with David Luiz. I think many people would say, it's no chance for him, but for me, Gabriel's not in the team. We need someone that can be a bit more diverse, a bit more technical, and he's got the ability to break the defense, break the high press, and he can do it with a killer pass. In the right centre-back position, I think it's time to go with Callum Chambers, because he's played in the under-23 game against which they won 2-1, and he even scored a goal. So I think it's time to bring in Callum Chambers back into the squad, give him an opportunity, give him a chance, and put him into the lineup. In terms of the left wing-back role, it's time to go with Bukayo Saka. And for me, Saka looks like a decent player. He can play in the left wing-back role with no ease. He's so versatile, and he can really show his worth. In the right wing-back role, I'm going to not go with Hector Bellerin, guys. I'm not Arteta. Bellerin's not my teacher's pet. I'm going with the right wing back role. I was going to go with Ainsley Maitland-Niles, but I feel like let's give Cedric a go. Yeah, he might be trash, but I think it's time to give Cedric Suarez a go in the right wing back role. He's a very attacking player. He can put good crosses. Why not give him a chance in the right wing back role? In the centre mid role, we went with Dani Ceballos last game, and I think he did do alright. So I think it's time to give him another go and let Dani Ceballos play in the centre of the midfield. Next up, we don't have Granit Xhaka, we don't have Thomas Partey, and for me, I think we should actually go with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. But Mohamed Elneny, for me in that game, he looked quite shocking. So I think we should go with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Let him play his preferred role, or even give Willock a go if you want. But for me, let's go with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. We need someone with a lot more technicality, a little bit more physique, a little bit more strength. So I think we should go with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. In the left winger role, I was thinking of bringing back Willian. I was thinking of bringing back certain players, even Aubameyang. But for me, in the left winger role, it has to be Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I have no other option. He's got his goal now. It's time for him to kick on from here onwards. In the right winger role, there's only one man I'm going to go with, and that's Nicolas Pepe. Sorry, Willian. In my opinion, you're not getting a chance at the moment. And in the striker role, I could have went with Eddie Nketiah. I could have went with Alexandre Lacazette. I could have went with Folarin Balogun. But for me, the main man, give him a go. Give him a chance. It could have been Martinelli, but for me, I want to go with number 9, Alexandre Lacazette. So he can play in the striker role, in my opinion. This is my lineup for the Everton versus Arsenal game. You can see in goal we have Bernd Leno, we have Kieran Tierney. He can play, he can shift to a back 4. He can make him go and make Saka go more wide, and let the likes of Aubameyang go in the middle and bring Lacazette a little bit deeper. In terms of the midfield, went with Ceballos and Maitland-Niles. Elneny was poor that game. I think Elneny is Arteta's a huge fan of Elneny. But other than that, I think we should go with mainly Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Give him a chance. Give him a chance where he wants to play. Put him in that position. In terms of the left wing back role, Saka. Cedric Soares. I know many people might disagree and put Maitland-Niles there, but let's give him a go. In the right winger, Nicolas Pepe, left winger Aubameyang, and up front, Alexandre Lacazette. Hopefully, guys, you agree with this predicted lineup. If you don't, make sure you guys leave a comment below saying why you don't agree, who do you want to put in the team, who else you don't want. And other than that, guys, make sure you stay tuned for the next video, which will come the next day. I have been uploading daily for literally over 2-3 months now. So hopefully, you guys have been enjoying it, and hopefully the support will come at one point. So other than that, guys, remain blessed and peace.